Hello everyone, I am Shiro and welcome to my review of the Grimgar of Fantasy and Ash episode 4. Now I know this episode actually came out a couple of days ago, but I only just got around to watching it, and so it will be going up today, and that will kind of be the case for the rest of the season. Unfortunately it airs the same day as Dragon Ball Super, and I watched that and put a review up of that on Mondays, so this will be put back to Wednesdays from now on, and Dagashi Kashi will come out on Fridays. Now the camera is a little different from normal because it just ran out of battery as I started filming this, so I'm using my phone, so apologies for the shaky camera and all of that good stuff, and I guess it's the same quality pretty much. But yeah, we're 4 episodes in now, which means we're a third of the way into the season. And this is typically the point where stuff actually starts to happen. Like, the first few episodes are very much character development, introductions, setting the scene, that kind of thing. And then from episodes 4 and 5 onwards, shit starts to get real. And this is definitely no exception. It very, very much got very real, this episode. And we now know why it's called Of Fantasy and Ash. I now kind of understand where that bit comes from. The rest of it was kind of clear. They're in a city called Grimgar and it's very fantasy, high fantasy kind of setting. The Ash I wasn't so clear on, but we do now know. It starts off very kind of cheerful, kind of as we were used to it. I'm just changing hands because my arm was going dead. We see Minato, the healer, talking to the mage. Mihoru, I think is her name. She hasn't been talking to anyone really that much. She's very shy around boys, so she hasn't been talking too well with them, and you finally see her kind of open up and actually talk to someone. She talks to Minato and she seems to like him. He is the healer, so I guess they have this kind of magic-based, I'm swapping hands again because that wasn't comfortable. They're both kind of magic-based classes, I guess, so they have that in common. They seem to get along. She seems to like him and respect him and maybe kind of have some more feelings for him. Obviously we don't know, but that will come out at some point in the rest of the story, I'm sure. And then it moves on. We see them fighting a load of goblins again, succeeding. They're definitely getting stronger. We've got introduced to their new kind of special moves and their techniques. They all have their kind of own different thing, where they seem to... It's basically in the same way that you would in Dungeons and Dragons, or you would in an MMO, where you get a skill that would enhance the things that you maybe weren't quite as good at, or enhance the things that you're already pretty good at and make yourself even better. And so you see all of these cool abilities, and that's pretty cool. It's not quite understood how they actually work and how they do that, because, I mean, there's no kind of mana, I guess, like you would have in an actual kind of game. There's no kind of spell slots like there would be in D&D. They just seem to use them, in which case I don't know why they just use them all the time. I guess maybe it would fatigue them in some way. But it seems to be going well. You seem to really go along with the journey of them, and you get the feeling that they're now ready, they're now strong, you know. And I'm changing position again because this is really not very good. I should charge my camera. I really should charge my camera. Yeah, you get to see that they're now kind of ready. They're now strong. They've now got their special moves. They're actually getting places now, and that's really, really good. I really, really like the fact that we've seen that progression and they've progressed so quickly. During this, like, Minato, as the kind of de facto leader of the group, gives kind of a little speech about each person's kind of strong points in the group, and the main character Haruhiro, basically he doesn't get round to talking about Haruhiro. He talks about all of the others and they're all good points, but doesn't talk about Haruhiro, and he states, oh, never mind, I'll ask him what he thinks my best quality are another time. And then as he says that, the group are put under attack by a load of massive goblins who are obviously not very happy about them hunting them on a regular basis. And as they're running away, Minato actually gets shot in the back with an arrow and eventually falls and dies from the wound. There's a very, very emotional few scenes there where they're desperately trying to save him. Minato is dying and saying goodbye, and they take him to the priest, the leader of the Healers Guild that Minato was a part of, and said, hey, can you bring him back from the dead? And he's like, no, I can't. But they mentioned that he mentions rather that Grimgar is cursed. The land around Grimgar is cursed, and because of that, you have to cremate the dead. If you don't cremate the dead, they will rise up and be zombies, and you don't want to see your old, your old crew, your old teammate rise up as a zombie and have to fight him. That would be awful. So you have to cremate him, and obviously that costs money. And there's another very, very kind of emotional scene where they realize they have to cremate him, and Mihoru, the mage, the shy girl, kind of collapses and realizes that he is dead, and they have to burn his body. That's where the ash obviously comes from, because he gets cremated. And it's obviously a service they have to pay for, and the priest offers to pay for it if they didn't have the funds, but Haruhiro basically says no. He's our nakama, he's our friend. We will cremate him. We will pay for that. Thank you for your help. Thank you for telling us, but it's our duty. And then there's this like nice kind of musical clip with fantastic artwork of all of the characters kind of grieving. And you see like the funeral. There's the priest there. There's the members of the other team of people, the stronger people that I mentioned. We still don't really know much about them, but you see them there, so they obviously still have contact at least. And you see Haruhiro, he's holding his hand up and letting the ash kind of flow away in the wind, and it's very, very emotional. It really kind of makes it hit home how this isn't just a kind of happy-go-lucky slice of life series that I expected and we kind of got used to over the first few episodes, and that is actually, it's got plot, it's got story, it's got characters that you can't help but like and feel attached to, and shit's gonna happen to them. It's not gonna be this fantastic, like amazing world like it is in Skyrim or when you're playing Dungeons and Dragons. And the chances of you dying in that, when you're playing either with friends who control what's happening, or you're playing in a game where you're ridiculously overpowered, you're not normally gonna die. But this is for them real life, and they will die. It's what happens. And it really kind of makes sure you know that and make sure you understand that, because I was expecting after the first few episodes that this was fairly happy-go-lucky, fun, not much in the way of serious plot was going to happen. They were just going to hunt things and get stronger, and it was going to go from there. But with what happened this episode, you definitely kind of get the idea that stuff is going to happen. And we're approaching kind of the halfway point now, so story point is definitely going to come through more and more, and that leads me on to the next part, which is what is the story going to be, because it could very, very well be this demon king thing they said that cursed the land. I'd imagine it might be that. I'm sorry, I'm switching arms again. It's going a bit dead, but the demon king that cursed the land, I think they called him the ill-dead king or something. Is he going to be the main bad guy? Because we're going to have to start thinking about that soon. It's not long away. We're almost halfway through, like I said. Also, again, maybe next episode will finally be the episode we get to see and learn about the new, well, not the new, but the stronger group. Because they're there now, they're with them, they've met up. And if it follows on directly after the funeral, then there's a good chance for them to talk. And Haruhiro to ask about, what's going to happen now. My bet is that he's just going to lead the group, because he seems to be kind of the more, he was like a younger version of Manato, essentially. I get the feeling that he's just going to basically take his place. Will they get another healer? I don't know. Maybe they'll find someone else. I'd imagine it's only going to be a 12 episode series this season. Hopefully there will be a second season in the future. But I'd imagine for the time being. I know there is a manga, and I believe the manga is quite a bit longer. I'm not 100% sure. But who knows, maybe, I think next episode will be the kind of turning point where we will find out a lot more about the plot. And this was really just kind of the end of the setting the scene. This was the end of the tutorial, essentially. And Manato was kind of the guy giving the tutorial. I'm holding my other arm up because it is really going dead. But, yeah, I think now shit is going to start to get real, and I'm really, really excited to see what happens. But I'm going to leave it there because my arm is really going dead and my phone keeps running out of space, so I'm going to have to stitch these together and it's going to be really weird. But I'm going to say thank you for watching, everyone. I'm sorry about the bad quality. The green screen is just a green screen right now. I'm not even going to edit it, and then there's the wall above it as well. But if you like this video, if you like this review and you want to see more, like and subscribe, and I will see you all again very soon. I can't duck under the camera like I've been doing because I'm holding it. But, goodbye!
Or rather, he's a lazy-ass son of a bitch that only does what he absolutely has to do, and nothing more.